Hello everyone. I welcome you all to Tech Mahindra's Q2 FY'24 Results Digital Press Conference. We hope that you and your families are keeping safe. Before we begin, I'd like to inform you that there'll be a Q&A session at the end of the conference. Today we have with us on stage Tech Mahindra's Managing Director and CEO CP Garnani, Tech Mahindra's Managing Director and CEO Designate Mohit Joshi, and Chief Financial Officer Rohit Anand. Without any further delay, over to you, CP.
Hi, good evening, everybody here. As we close the first half, at least I can tell you that I've been through a few waves in my life and I've seen ups and downs, but the last 2 quarters, I would like to believe that they're probably the most difficult ones. The main reason why I call it difficult is not because of relatively slower growth or less profitability. It is just that we believed that in terms of market timing, in terms of service offering, I thought we were poised for riding some of the technology investments, particularly 5G, and I don't think the wave was strong enough for 5G at that moment. And somehow some of our customers had to stop their capital expenditure or to reduce their capital expenditure because their operating costs became very high. The moment, as you know, many of the corporations borrow money, and with our rising interest costs, we found some of our customers in a little more difficulty than I had anticipated. Clearly, that means is you had the infrastructure, you had the people, and you had the technology investments. But the good news is we as a company will continue to invest in innovation, we'll continue to invest in new verticals, and we'll continue to diversify. For example, you just saw the wave called the World Cup in India. With so many countries playing. I was very proud that, with BCCI, we set up an innovation lab where the fan experience can be enhanced. It is one of those beautiful sites in Ahmedabad, and we chose Ahmedabad because that's where the finals would be played. It is, and again, we're setting up the similar innovation lab in Dharamshala, hopefully in Wankhede Stadium also. The point is, we're leveraging the experience of AR/VR. Now you know that Apple has launched the AR/VR headset. We are ahead of the curve. We already have 25 use cases or at least 10 installations where we are improving the quality of service, quality of sales, quality of customer engagement through AR/VR. So we'll continue to invest for the future. Coming in to the popular questions, which is generative AI, Tech Mahindra has already trained more than 10,000 engineers, and our CEO designate and the new Chief Operating Officer, I must talk about that, new Chief Operating Officer, Atul Soneja has joined us about 2 months ago as the Chief Operating Officer. Mohit, some of you have met as the CEO designate, except that it was a virtual conference out of UK. And today he is here physically to interact with you. Atul joined us about 2 months ago as the Chief Operating Officer. He's an IIT Kharagpur grad, and he came from a healthcare company where he was the President and Chief Operating Officer. I'm not going to become LinkedIn. You guys can do your own, read through the whole thing. But the point is that we have a young and a very, very active management. Mohit has already announced the reorg and the restructure effective 1st of January. I'm sure, Mohit, you would love to talk about it and share that, with our friends in the press. Coming back to generative AI, Tech Mahindra is now working in about 60 customer locations on actually using generative AI for a better operations, better innovation, and better productivity. Our first case learning is generative AI can take over a lot of routine jobs, and that actually frees up some of the talent to do more innovative stuff. Our experience has been very encouraging, but I'm sure as we go along, you will hear more about it. Tech Mahindra, both Mohit and I were present when we launched the Tech Mahindra Global Chess League in Dubai. We had phenomenal participation. And the best part is that is the time I realized that for any sports, it's the technology plays a key role, and more than technology, media plays a key role. The number of broadcasters in that room, I think they were taking more space than the players themselves. And the best part is, that's when I realized that the number of audiences sitting in Dubai Hall were much, much lesser than every television set was, getting, or the eyeballs that were getting engaged. So it has only given us further impetus, and that sports tech vertical that I just spoke to you about is now working with IPL, it is working with NFL, it is working with Mahindra Racing, and we have branded that platform, that service offering as fannext.now. So again, this business of content, community, commerce continues to allow us to bring in new service offerings. We work with some of the large players like Google or AWS, and we continue to make sure that our customers are always ahead in technology, because our innovation continues to be a strong reason why connectivity, content, commerce comes together. Last time I had spoken to you about the large deals, and I'd said that the funnels are strong. This quarter, we are closing the large deals at 640 million. Again, a reasonable improvement over the last quarter. Rohit will take you through the exact numbers. All I can tell you is, for H2 FY'24, the deal pipeline is very, very strong. I know there could be reasons for either quick closers or long closers, but that's the nature of the business. I would have loved to finish strong. This is my last quarter when I, come in front of you. I'm mighty proud of what we have achieved, since we went public in 2016. But at the same time, I do know that this quarter I'm reporting a negative growth rate. I'm also reporting a drop in margins, but at the same time, confident about the future. The decline in revenue is 2.4% in constant currency. Our EBITDA has also dropped. We have also decided to take a lot of extraordinary items because as I had indicated to you, that there are some difficult markets, there are some difficult contracts, and we are working on trying to make sure that we either close them or we at least have an open dialogue with our auditors. So I think we are doing that. But because our belief in what we are doing and how Mohit and Rohit Anand will continue to build on a strong foundation, and how they will improve from where we are the board has agreed to recommend an interim dividend of 12 rupees per share. And, this, in my opinion, is just a reflective of the confidence that the board has in the future of Tech Mahindra. So again, thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your friendship over these years. And I know Mohit and Rohit will definitely get the advantage of some of the trust and relationship you have built with Tech Mahindra, and particularly I remain indebted to you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Rohit, you want to take over?
Yeah. I'll just take over through the financials before we hand over to Mohit for the organization changes highlights. Just in terms of financials, to be more specific, as quarter ending 2023, we've ended up at revenue of $1,555 million, which is 2.4% decline QOQ in terms of constant currency. CME business continue to see headwinds in the market. Overall, the sector is sluggish. Because of that, our sectoral performance is down by 4.9%. Enterprise was down by 1.6% QOQ. Revenue in terms of INR terms is 12,864 crores, which is down 2.2% QOQ. The decline in revenue reflects the market that CP mentioned, with the pressure on discretionary service portfolio. And some of the revenue declines also attributable to the specific action that CP mentioned we're taking towards business rationalization, defining what our core is going to be as we move into the future. And I'll talk more about that. In terms of large deal wins, the TCV value stands at 640 million, which is an uptick from last quarter. We're getting back to the zone that we had earlier shared in terms of what our band's going to be. The healthy pipeline, as CP mentioned, is visible for half two, though the timing of closures of the deals are still not back to where we saw last year. So that continues to be elongated. In terms of EBIT margins, we ended the quarter at $73 million versus 108 last quarter. The margin percent was at 4.7%, which is a drop of 200 basis points versus the last quarter. I'll share some of the items driving that margin as we go down. In terms of other income, we were at $32 million, which was up versus last quarter. Effective tax rate was 17.9%, which is lower than our average band of 26-27% because of certain favorable refunds that we got, which is accounting in the tax item. In terms of net profit margin, the quarter we were at 3.8%. Our free cash flow was strong at $213 million, aided by improving in the working capital cycle. The total hedge book was 2.5 million, where we got a mark-to-market gain of $20 million in the quarter. 7 million was taken to the P&L and rest reserves. From a cash equivalent perspective, we were at 784 million as of ending September, which is 6,515 crores. Based on the strong cash position, the board has approved an interim dividend of 12 rupees per share. In terms of some of the actions that I mentioned earlier, we're prioritizing our core business, whereby we've taken a look at the product lines, geos, where we don't think we have a strategic fit for the future. We've terminated those contracts. We've stopped taking new business, which has created some exceptional items for the quarter, impacting both revenue and margins. Post adjusting for that, the decline in operating margins is 140 basis points. Those are the highlights for the quarter. Maybe I'll pass it to Mohit to talk a little bit about the organization changes we've had.
Thank you, Rohit, and thank you, CP. Look, I think I just wanted to start by thanking CP for for his support and his friendship in the transition. I've had the opportunity to work very closely with him, to really travel the world with him, and to meet with all of our clients, to meet with our teams, and to meet with with the broader ecosystem. And as CP mentioned, though we've had a challenging quarter, but remain very optimistic about the fundamental strength of the business and the long-term opportunity that we have. Just a few words on the reorganization. The reorganization will become effective from the 1st of January. And really what we've done is consolidate down to 6 core strategic business units for us. So we've got the Americas business, which is in 3 business units. We've got Europe, where we have consolidated our telecom and our non-telecom businesses into a single strategic business unit. And we've also consolidated our Asia Pacific and Japan business unit under a single leader, who will be based in Australia. We have carved out our India business unit into a separate business unit, given the very unique nature of the market. From a delivery perspective, again, we've driven a very significant transformation. Atul Suneja, who's joined us as the Chief Operating Officer, will be running our consolidated IT services delivery, which historically was broken up into various market units. And I think this consolidation really gives us a wonderful opportunity. It gives us a wonderful opportunity to streamline, to focus, to drive the resilience, to drive the service line innovation, to drive the margin improvement that we're looking for the future. So I think this overall reorganization will stand us in good stead. And we're very focused just now on all working as a team to make sure that the new structure falls in place effectively, and that from the 1st of January, we are able to work in the new structure. We've also done some significant leadership hiring, for the new structure. We spoke about Atul already. We made an offer for a new Chief Marketing Officer who will be joining us over the next few months. We are also in the process of looking for a new CHRO. We have done leadership hiring for heading our financial services businesses in EMEA and in the US. So I think these are, again, significant leadership positions that will help us as we look towards the new organization structure for the future. Finally, in the past 4 months, I've had the opportunity to meet several of our clients and to meet our teams. The morale within our clients and our teams is very positive, right? People at the end of the day want to do significantly more business with us. The mood within the teams is positive. As we have, as we look towards the new structure, we're also in putting together the new KPIs, the new guidelines, the new, sort of incentive policies in place that we will roll out that will help us as we look towards the new organization structure beginning the 1st of January. So that, in essence, is the highlight, from my perspective for the past 4 months. Again, to reiterate, as I mentioned, even though we've had a challenging quarter, very optimistic about the long-term prospects of the business. And that is what all of our actions are directed towards.
Thank you, CP, Mohit, and Rohit. We will now conclude the stream. For those of you who have joined us on social media, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. We